Hey there, Michelle here from Michelle's Party Planet. I'm excited to be partnering with WeCreat to show you the new Vision Laser Engraver machine, so let's get started. I've never had a laser or engraver machine, so I don't know how others are set up, but let me tell you, the setup for this machine is a breeze. Everything I needed was included in the kit. All I had to do was add a couple of nuts and bolts, a vent, and I was good to go. I initially set up this vent to go out my window, but I decided to purchase the fume extractor. If you decide to just vent the hose outside your window or add a fume extractor, the setup is pretty much the same. Super simple, all you need is a screwdriver. I was pleasantly surprised that this machine is truly plug and play, and I was not overwhelmed or intimidated by this setup at all. The Vision also has Wi-Fi compatibility, so it's also a great feature. So you can see here, I'm just adding the hoses for the air assist. And it's super simple. All you do is put one end of the hose into the machine and the other end into the air assist. And the last thing I had to do was just add the little Wi-Fi antenna. Super simple. Once I had everything properly plugged in, I turned on the machine, and as you can see, it automatically raises up. Once the machine is raised up, you are able to add the metal grates that are needed to hold your materials. These grates are there for you to lay your plywood or anything that you're going to laser or engrave. Your materials can fall between the slats and can be caught on the tray beneath. Now that the machine is ready to go, I can start my first complete project. For my first finished product, let's engrave this walnut and marble cutting board by PYD Life. These are engrave ready and come in a variety of styles. To use the WeCreat Vision Laser and Engraver machine, you will need to use the Make It software. And for this project, all I had to do was upload a PNG image. I was able to resize and center the image on the cutting board within the software. I'm very impressed on how easy it is to create something without any experience. Look how beautiful this turned out. I'm just so impressed. Let's take a closer look at the detail. I can't believe how easy it was just to create my first cutting board. I'm just so impressed. I really, truly am. Just look at the details of that design. It came out perfect. Now that I felt comfortable knowing how to use it as an engraver, I wanted to try it as a laser cutter. WeCreat was also generous enough to send me some materials to try out. These boards are plywood that have been treated with UV paint. Since it's the holiday season, I'm going to try out this red one. For this project, I needed to use an offset, and also I needed to weld some text. I wasn't able to do those two features in the Make It software, but I do know that more enhancements are to come. So I created my design in another software program and uploaded it into Make It. The Vision has an internal camera, which allows you to preview your material and lay out your design accordingly. To update the design in Make It, all you do is click refresh, and then once it's refreshed, you can click autofocus and the laser will focus itself. The software will tell you how long the project is going to take, and it'll also tell you when to push the button. Once you push the button, the laser starts and begins your project. This is a cutting project, so the laser is just going to cut around each offset. As I said earlier, I found the Make It software to be pretty self-explanatory. I do not have any experience with other laser engraving software, but because I know enough using cutting machines and whatnot, I was able to figure out this system pretty easily. As I get more familiar with the program and its capabilities, I'm sure I will be able to show you more extravagant and detailed projects. A couple more thoughts on the WeCreat Vision machine. I mentioned earlier that I purchased the fume extractor. And even with the fume extractor, there was a burning smell, which I believe is expected. So I do want to say that you want to make sure you are working in a well-ventilated area. I have my Vision set up in my craft studio, which is well ventilated. Let's check out the results of this project. Once the process is complete, the software will tell you to press the complete button. At that point, you can open the door to remove your project. For the next part of this project, we're going to use a white plywood. Here we're going to cut out some names to place on top of the offset we already cut. So I'll refresh my screen and then I'll click the autofocus button for the system to restart. For both these projects, I selected 3mm basswood. Here, the machine is autofocusing. The software then tells you when to push the button, and then the machine does the rest of the work. For these files, I did adjust the setting to a cut speed of 8. I had started with a higher speed, but it didn't cut all the way through. But like I said, I'm still learning the software, so I'm sure there'll be a lot more for me to learn. Just a side note, as with any machinery, you do not want to leave your laser engraver unattended. If you're anything like me, you'll stand there in awe just watching the whole process anyway. I also want to add how impressed I am with this UV painted plywood. This pack had a variety of 13 solid colors, but there is also a pack available with patterns. On this part of the project, I was super impressed how it was able to cut the insides of each letters without being distorted. As you can see, it was pretty fast. I think this took less than 8 minutes to create. And the best part is I don't even have to paint any of these pieces or the offset that we cut earlier. In case you're wondering where the little dots for the eyes are, they fell through the grates, but luckily there's a tray underneath that catches all the little pieces. So I was able to just pull the tray out and gather all the little dots for my eyes. It's pretty easy to do. It's pretty much like a crumb catcher in your toaster. So all you do is just pull out the tray and remove your little pieces. Any pieces that didn't fall through the cracks, they might be attached still like this one here. All I did was just punch it out and we're good to go. Now we're going to go ahead and assemble each name over the offset. Here's a quick look of how they're going to look once I glue them down. I love how vibrant the red is against the white, and of course, there was no mess. To assemble these, I'm going to use Gorilla Wood Glue and a small paintbrush. I just added a little bit of glue on the back of each word and then carefully placed them on the offset. This glue dries super quick, so it's easy to create these projects in minutes. I just added a little bit of glue on the back of these little dots for the eyes and then added them with tweezers. These are going to be used as stocking nameplates or name tags, and I made one for each of us in our family. Now I'm going to add some twine on the end to hang it on the stocking. These name tags are great if you have an Etsy store or if you sell at craft fairs. You can make several of them in a matter of minutes and personalize them for your customers. I really couldn't tell you how happy I am with how both of these projects turned out. Both the engraved cutting board and the personalized stocking name tags are perfect. I love the layered 3D dimension that these name tags have. I truly am impressed with this machine and everything that I think it can do. I can't wait to show you more projects, more complex ideas, and more things that you can integrate with your business or hobby. I hope you are inspired to consider the WeCreat Vision, Engraver, and Laser machine. As always, thank you for watching and don't forget to like and subscribe for more.